Please welcome to the stage, Santiago Angel.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you. That's very nice. My name is Santiago Angel. I grew up in Texas in the 90s. Nobody could say my name, right? Like I would just be like, "Hi, I'm Santiago." And they'd be like, "San Diego?" I was like, "Sure. Yeah, that's fine." I didn't correct people. I didn't care. Now in 2024, people care. Like people have strategies if they have a hard name. I met a guy from China. He introduced himself. He said, "My name is Huang Wei, but if that's too difficult, you can just call me Enrique." Like, he skipped over Frank and Bob. He was like, "Yo soy Enrique." That's what he felt in his heart. And I was, like, annoyed, because people have been getting my Latin name wrong my whole life. So then I introduced myself. I put a little stank on it, right? I was like, "Nice to meet you, man. My name is Santiago Angel. And if that's too complicated, you can just call me Huang Wei." So, suck my dick a little bit, pal. I grew up speaking Spanish mostly with my mother, so I speak like perfectly fluent Spanish for a 12-year-old boy. That's as far as I got, which is a problem because they moved to New York, you meet all these Latin women, they'd hear my name and be like, "Ay, Santiago," and now they want to talk Spanish to me, but I only know how to talk to my mom, you know? So we're on a date, they're like, "Hey, do you want to get out of here?" I'm like, "I don't want to go to bed. I want to stay up late, I want to watch movies." They're like, "Okay, do you want something to drink?" I'm like, "Sí, leche." My mom still lives in Colombia. I get to visit her occasionally. A lot of Latin American countries, there's a lot of scams there, and now they've become like tourist destinations for Americans. And I feel like people going there don't really understand what they're signing themselves up for. Like, I was on the plane to Colombia, and this lady from Wisconsin was like, "I'm so excited for Colombia. I found this massage parlor on Instagram where everyone's blind. Isn't that so sweet? They're all blind." And I was like, "You're gonna get kidnapped. I don't know what to tell you." Best case scenario, they're just pretending to be blind. They're like, "Ay, señora, I can't see nothing. Oh my God. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, your back is so tense." She's like, "That's my ass." He's like, "I'm blind. I don't know. I can't see. I don't know." It's no good. I got to fly Latin American Airlines. You got to do that at least once. They don't make the pilots learn English. Like, they still do the announcements in English. They just have no idea what they're saying. They tell them, "Do the announcements in Spanish and then just fucking riff. Have some fun up there. Just speak from the heart." So, like, we hit heavy turbulence. The plane is violently shaking up and down. People are scared. They're looking around. A lot of people are holding on to loved ones, doing the sign of the cross. Finally, the pilot gets on the intercom and he goes, "Señoras y señores, estamos en una zona de turbulencia. Por favor, quédense sentados y mantengan los cinturones puestos." Then he goes, "He's bumpy. I don't know, man. He's bumpy. Shit, man. He's up, he's down, shaking around. We're doing salsa in the sky right now. We're doing a little bit of salsa. It's just romantic, really, you know? You hold on to someone you love, have a good time. And if any ladies is single, I am totally blind. I'm giving away massages. I cannot see a fucking thing, man." Both my parents are Colombian. My dad, for whatever reason, always wanted to speak English. I think he just kind of like wanted to blend in. He felt very American, so he wanted to speak English. But the problem was he had a very heavy Latin American accent, right? So everywhere we'd go, he'd be like, "Oh, hello. What a beautiful cafe. Yes, I would like to try one of these. Ay, Dios mío. ¿Cómo se dice?" And people would be like, "Señor, ¿hablas español?" And he's like, "Sorry, I know Spanish. I only speak English. I am American. I'm American like you. I love guns. And the children. Yes, I love guns and mayonnaise. Oh, how I love mayonnaise. I wish I could swim in the mayonnaise and get big muscles to build a wall to keep out the foreigners." The barista's like, "I have a latte for San Diego." I'm like, "Yeah, that's us right here." Yeah, I went back to Latin America recently. I wanted to try ayahuasca. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's like this psychedelic that these Amazonian tribes have been doing for many generations. And the problem is it's become like heavily commercialized. So they're giving drugs to people who should not be doing drugs. The first day we got there were 6 of us in a group, and the shaman sat us down, and he said, okay, what's going to happen is you're going to drink this, you're going to get violently ill, and you're going to experience your own death. And one guy stood up and said, let's go! Hell yeah! That sounds sick as hell, bruh. And the shaman was like, I should warn you, some people have vivid visions of a demon, and it feels like they can be tortured for hours on end. It can be excruciatingly painful. He goes, man, if I see that demon, I'll just kick him in the dick. Bye-bye, demon. And we were like, you're not gonna give him drugs, right? Like, this guy clearly should not be doing drugs. And he said, well, here in the Amazon, we have an ancient saying, which is, he paid $300. So, it's like the elders used to say, if he pays, he stays. You know the law of the jungle. Everybody there had like some very sad, serious reason for being there, except for me, right? Like the first day we got there, we sat in a circle and talked about what we wanted to do. And the first person said, well, I got diagnosed with cancer and I need to figure out how I'm gonna live the rest of my life. And the next person said, well, my father died recently and it's left a hole that I need to figure out how I'm gonna fill. And then it got to me and I was like, yeah, it just seemed like interesting. I try new things. And then everybody looked at me like I was an asshole and I was like, and I have cancer. Sorry, I forgot. Oh. So much cancer. Quick, drugs. If you've never done psychedelics, I'm going to save you some time. You do not need to do psychedelics because all psychedelics do is they make you have a realization, but every realization you're going to have on psychedelics is something you've heard a million times. It's like some cliche. Like I sat there vomiting for 4 hours in the jungle, 4 hours vomiting and shitting my pants. And then afterwards I was like, oh, I think I need to open myself up to new experiences, open my heart, and open my mind. Then I was like, fuck, that's live, laugh, love. Shit, oh. I just came up with live, laugh, love. Can't believe I came to the jungle for live, laugh, love. I could have gone to Bed Bath & Beyond, you know? Which kind of makes you wonder, is that how they come up with all the little placards at Bed Bath & Beyond? They just have some intern in a closet taking ayahuasca all day. Oh! Just like, oh! And I'm like, what did you see? And he goes, it's wine o'clock somewhere. Don't talk to me till I've had my coffee. Hashtag live your best life. It's fun. Yeah, I'm not like spiritual or religious. I was raised Catholic, which means I believe in nothing now. I don't know if you know Catholics. Catholics are weird because we're the only denomination of Christianity that eats the body of Christ. That part never made sense to me, because I get that it's a metaphor, like Jesus is sacrificing himself to nourish you with his body. Okay, but also, weren't they at dinner? They could have just ordered food, right? They didn't need to eat Jesus. He just like sprung that on them. Some guy's eating bread and he's like, yo, that's my body. Fuck yeah. Enjoy. He's like, all right, I'll just have wine. He goes, the wine is my blood. Judas is eating fish. He's like, the fish is my balls. Oh shit. Oh, I got your ass. Judas is like, that's it. I'm going to kill this guy. That's the final straw. I love it if when they got to heaven, they were like, hey, God, love the religion. Everything was great. Why did we have to eat Jesus' body? And then God was like, he made you do what? Whoa. It's fucking crazy. Oh, dude. I got to talk to that guy. He's freestyling down there. That's no good. Anyways, I cannot let you into heaven. That is super gay. But wow, I can't believe you did that. So Gen Z, they don't believe in God. Like, none of them believe in God. But as a Catholic, I think I know why. Because if you had the body of Christ, it's like a thin, flavorless wafer. There's no salt. There's no guac. There's no peanut butter. Like, God can't taste worse than a saltine, you know? That's a pretty low bar to meet. I think if you want people to believe in God, you got to give them something worth believing in. Like, have you had mochi ball ice cream? Oh, fuck. Oh, god damn. Now that's a food. If you haven't had it, it's like this rice gluten jelly on the outside, and on the inside it's ice cream. And if you let that sit out for a little bit, it feels like flesh. Like you poke it, and you're like, oh, wow. That should be the body of Christ. That's what they should use. You'd be amped to go to church, right? They do communion, and you're like, oh, here we go. Everybody lines up in front of the priest. You get to the front, he goes, my child, the balls of Christ. You go, ah. Just dips them right in there. I live in New York now, which I like. In my mind, everybody likes New York, and then half the people I talk to, they're like, I'm fucking trapped in this dump. I don't know how to get out. I've been trying to leave for 40 years. I just don't know how to drive, so fuck. They got us. Why don't you learn? They tricked us. Yeah, people fucking live here and hate it. I love it, man. But it is a very aggressive city. I found out that they solve less than 50% of the murders in New York City, which means in New York City, the first murder is on the house. Have fun out there, guys. Come on, boys will be boys. The NYPD slogan is like, if you kill two, we're gonna look. All right, pal? You know the rules. If you score 50% in class consistently, like, you don't pass, you know? You're not doing well. If you get 50% on 5 tests in a row, they take you to a separate room with a kid who's eating glue and wearing a helmet. And they have to call your mom. It's a problem. They have to call your mom. Your mom comes in because she's all worried. She's like, what's gonna happen to my boy? And they're like, well, he's been scoring less than 50% on all his exams. So the only job he's gonna be qualified for is NYPD homicide detective. It's the only job we give to people with those grades. It's aggressive. New York is so aggressive. I got a neighbor with pit bulls. He does this thing that pit bull owners like to do, which is he thinks it's crazy that I would be scared of his dogs that were bred to kill, right? Like, he always says the same thing. He says, don't worry, they're more scared of you than you are of them. And then I look at the dogs and they're like, ah! Ah! Veins bulging. He's like, they wouldn't hurt a fly. Come here, throat ripper. This is our friend. Down, bone crusher. He always acts like if like the dogs are freaking out, it's my fault. Like they're sitting there barking their faces off at me, and he's like, well, they can tell you're scared, so just you don't be scared, and then they'll be cool. That's great. That's like putting a gun up to someone's head and being like, it only goes off if you flinch, so don't do this, man. You're in control of the situation. You have so much to live for. So I was curious. I was like, how dangerous are they? So I decided to look it up. But it turns out every website was just run by a guy who owns a pit bull. Right? So every website would be like, yes, it's true. Pit bulls make up 7% of the dog population and are responsible for 80% of attacks. However, 100% of the people they attacked were fucking pussies who flinched. We told them not to flinch. Use your ears next time. Like, what website is this? Freebonecrusher.org. Okay. Yeah, New York is very expensive. I have a day job sometimes. I work with diabetics during the day. I work at Popeyes. Just gotta make sure everyone gets it. Did you know Popeyes is owned by Pfizer? Isn't that fucking crazy? How's that even legal? I mean, it's not true, but still, like, you thought about it for a second. It could be. It wouldn't be that crazy. Yeah, no, I work at this company. We make an insulin pump for diabetics, and I think it should be illegal to have a stand-up comedian working at a medical care. That's not who I want doing my medical care, right? Like, I don't want to go in for surgery, and right before they start, the doctor's like, yo, I'm just doing this till my band takes off. This job sucks ass. Can you follow me on Instagram? You're like, you can just let me die, actually, so that's okay. But yeah, I don't know. I live in New York, but I spend all my time online. Like, I used to read books and watch movies, and now all that shit is over. Like, the other day, my girlfriend was like, do you want to watch a movie? And I was like, I don't have 2 hours. And then I spent 3 hours watching a guy clean carpets 40 seconds at a time. Like, if you had told me last year that watching a guy clean carpets would be the highlight of my week, I would have punched you in the throat. But now when a carpet cleaning video comes on, I'm so excited. I'm like, oh, fuck. This one's real dirty. Look at that. Oh, this is a scrape job for sure. I should know. I've seen all of them. He's going to use the blue soap. Just you watch. I know what's up. It's gotten to the point that, like, my girlfriend gets annoyed with how obsessed with the carpet cleaning videos I am. I have to, like, do it in secret. I have to, like, go in the bathroom and pretend I have food poisoning just to watch carpet cleaning videos. The other day I was on the toilet watching one of these videos and I audibly said, oh fuck, it's so dirty. She's like, what the fuck are you watching in there? You watching those carpet videos again? was like, no, I'm watching gay porn. Oh, he's really giving it to him. Oh, they're making a mess. There's fluids everywhere. Someone's gonna have to clean that carpet afterwards. So that's fun. If you spend enough time online, you'll get a TikTok that tells you that you have to explore the male G-spot. Have you guys gotten that one yet? No? Well, must be what I'm watching. So I'm like, everyone can surely relate. Every other video is like, play with your ass. And you're like, I just get science. So I'm like, oh, okay. The male G-spot is a little button in your ass that makes you come really hard. Isn't it funny that that's where God put it? He's like, I hope they like to dig. I hope they like to explore. I'm like surprised that they found it in the first place, you know? Like there's no way they found the male G-spot trying to be cool to a guy. There's no way they were trying to be nice. It was definitely like a torture interrogation gone wrong, right? They have some guy strapped to a chair and they're like, tell me where the president is. He's like, no, I'll never tell you, fuck you. You do whatever you want to me, I won't say a word. They're like, fine, put a couple fingers in his ass. He's like, no. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh. God damn, that's good. They're like, that's gross. Take the fingers out. He's like, no, leave them in. I'll tell you where the president is. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll tell you where my family is. Don't stop. They're like, take him out, take him out. He's like, I'll tell you where the nuclear codes are. They go, you know where the nuclear codes are? He goes, yeah, they're just half an inch deeper. They're written in Braille. Feel around. You're almost there. If you've never had a finger in the ass, it'll make you talk like Joe Biden. Just you know, Jack. You know the thing. Yeah, I spend a lot of time online. Apparently that's a sign of depression, I learned online. So that's good. I found this other video and it said, well, here's the thing. You can get on antidepressants, but the problem is some people are so depressed they refuse to take their antidepressants. And I think that's a big problem, but I think I have a solution. You gotta make it fun for them. Make it something they already wanna do. So how about a pill dispenser shaped like a gun, and then every morning, go, 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 go. It just blasts mental health into their brain. It'd be great. I do think we have a mental health crisis. I looked it up. America is like consistently not a very happy country despite being very developed. I looked it up. I was curious where people are happy. It turns out like Norway is where people are happy. Like in Norway, they're consistently ranked as one of the happiest countries in the world. And then I did a little bit more research. It turns out they also have one of the highest suicide rates in the world, which kind of makes it feel like they're cheating on that first statistic a little bit. Right? Like you get to Norway and you're like, so everyone here is happy? And they're like, everyone who is left. Everyone who did not jump is over the moon. Yeah, but my life is pretty good now, you know? I have a girlfriend. I like that. My girlfriend, she really cares about the environment. She's like a very nice liberal lady. Like the first date we went on, she ordered a drink and she told the bartender, I don't want a straw in my drink. And I said, why not? She said, one time I saw a picture of a turtle with a straw in its nose and I vowed never to use those again. I was like, that's good. You and me, we're team sea turtle. We're gonna do everything we can to help the sea turtles. Let's make a vow right now. And then I went home and photoshopped a picture of a sea turtle with a condom in its nose. And I was like, well, 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 look at that. Look what else gets caught in their nose. I guess we can't use these anymore. Guess we're gonna have to fuck raw, baby. Not for me, for the sea turtles. It didn't work. Now there's just a metal reusable condom I have to wash out after every time. It's rough, man. I love my girlfriend, but she does this thing which is annoying. She's always comparing me to her ex, which is frustrating because he cheated on her, you know? That's not a nice comparison. Like the other day, she was like, you never cook for me. How come you never cook for me? My ex always used to cook for me. I'm like, yeah, he only cooked for you because he fucked the secretary, okay? He fucked someone else, and then he felt bad, and then he made you pesto. That's not nice. Baby, I love and respect you, which is why I will never lift a finger to help you, okay? I need you to understand. This is a sign of how much I love you. I like being in a relationship. Being single was tough in New York. I got an STD. Has anybody here had an STD? Wow, 0 people. No way. There's 9,000 people in this room, and none of them have had an STD. I mean, I can't believe we sold out Madison Square Garden, and not one single person in Madison Square Garden has an STD. I mean, that is a statistical anomaly. We should send that data to China. Fucking, look at this bitch. Nobody in any audience has ever had an STD. I'm the one guy in New York City who's ever had an STD. Apparently, STD stands for Santiago Transmitted Disease. That's what that is. It's just me and other Santiagos passing it back and forth on the train. Apparently. I think I got it from online dating. After I got tested and I got those results, I went home and deleted my profile on dirtygirl.squirt. I'm done with it. I'm done with that shit, man. If you've never had an STD, talk to me after the show. I'll hook you up. You should try it. It's my merch. Yeah. No, specifically I got gonorrhea of the throat, which is an STD you get from being really nice. Like the doctor was reading my chart and he said, wow, it says here you're a gentleman and a feminist. So I tip my hat to you. Yeah, the doctor told me, he was like, you need to call anyone that you've been in contact with sexually and let them know that they might have been exposed. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not fun. I was like, Doc, you want me to call women whose pussy I ate and then no longer talk to and remind them that that is our relationship? Do you think anybody wants to get that call? I'm just like, hi, yeah, this is Santiago. You probably you don't remember me. Okay. Maybe this will ring a bell. Chipotle parking lot? Still nothing? Okay. Why am I calling you? You just won 20% off at Chipotle, so. You know what is fun is getting to text someone that ghosted you, I have an STD, because then you get to pick up when they call you right back. You're like, well, look who remembers how to use a telephone all of a sudden. Look who's been alive this whole time. Or is it a ghost? Am I talking to a ghost? Tell the ghost she has gonorrhea. Bye-bye. That's a little life hack for you guys. If you ever sleep with anybody and then they ghost you, just text them, I have AIDS. They'll call you immediately. You'll be on the phone in seconds. They'll be like, hi, I just got your text. And you're like, yeah. Sorry, autocorrect. What are you doing Friday? Huh? You want to get ice cream? Let's get ice cream. Yeah, dating is tough. I feel like as a guy, you don't get to be that picky. I feel like women can be more picky than guys in dating. Like I was talking to a friend of mine. She's like, the problem is I'm having trouble meeting a guy, but my problem is I need to date a guy who's tall so that I feel safe. I can't do that as a guy, right? I can't be like, yeah, I need to date a woman with big fat tits so I feel safe. She's gotta have monster honkers for me to feel safe. My girlfriend's like, why did you spend $800 at Hooters? I'm like, it was a bad neighborhood. I was scared. I'm jealous of women. You guys also get very nice sex toys. Like women's sex toys have nice names. They're called things like the magic wand or the rabbit. Men's sex toys are called pocket pussy. It's a pussy for your pocket. It's a portable vagina. Take it with you. Come on now. Stick it in there. What if you hit traffic? Gonna fuck it a little bit. I mean, come on. Can't fuck your wallet now, can you? Pocket pussy. It's portable. It's wild. The official term for those is male masturbator, which that just sounds like a guy in the park. That's crazy. That's what our sex toys are called. Here's the thing they don't tell you. If you buy one of those, you have to clean it. Certainly that is lonelier than whatever led you to buy it in the first place. Right? Because it's one thing to be watching a movie by yourself, and then you sit there and you wonder, am I alone? But it's a completely other thing to finish jerking off and have your first thought be, I should clean this before it dries. This is gonna be really messy. Waddling over to the sink where you do your dishes and setting it to dry next to the only mug that you own. At that moment, you will know you are the world's saddest man. Yeah, so I bought one. Just to write this joke, I had to try it out. I was like, I don't know, am I being too hard on these things? I bought one when I was single, and now I have a girlfriend, which means I just have like a relationship destroyer in our apartment. And I just pray she doesn't find it. Like, if my girlfriend finds a pocket pussy, there's no explanation. I just have to kill her, right? Like this. I'd rather get caught with anything else. Like, I'd rather get caught with Nazi memorabilia. That would be less embarrassing. My girlfriend, she's like, what the hell is this? I'm like, that is Hitler's pocket pussy. Whoa. Look at that. She's like, why do you have this? I'm like, okay, you caught me. I'll come clean. I'm a history buff. What can I say? I'm an intellectual. I love history. She's like, it's still wet. I'm like, call the Smithsonian. We're going to be rich. Oh, my God. Hitler's pocket pussy still wet? Here's the thing. I don't think men and women get along. And I think that the biggest tell that men and women don't get along is the fact that sperm banks exist, right? They're charging ladies $2,000 for sperm, and they're happily paying it. If you're a lady, by the way, sperm is free. You can walk into pretty much any building and leave with sperm. You can go to the DMV and you'll get a new license with a fresh line of sperm right down the middle. You can go to Dunkin' Donuts and get 32 ounces. They'll draw a heart in it for you. Just go to a gay club and slide around on the floor after closing. Like, I promise, you'll get pregnant. I mean, sure, the glitter hurts, but your baby knows how to dance. Isn't that nice? No, that's just a $2,000 no-contact delivery fee. That's all that is. I have a friend, she's a very successful lawyer, and she told me, look, I'm 35, I never met the right guy, I think I'm just gonna go to a sperm bank and have a baby on my own. I told her, you know, I don't think that's a good idea, because I don't think you're gonna get good sperm at the sperm bank. She goes, why not? I said, because nobody who's doing well is at the sperm bank, right? No CEO is like, pull over the jet, I gotta jerk off in a cup, let's do this. He's like, can you believe they give you $60 for it? I was just gonna eat it. Nice. Yeah, she told me she found a sperm bank where all the donors went to Ivy League schools. I think that's actually much worse. Because if you went to Harvard and now you're at the sperm bank, step 3 is heroin overdose. Like you got someone on a downward trajectory. If you want a smart baby, you gotta get somebody on the up. Get sperm from the heroin dealer outside the sperm bank. That's an entrepreneur. It's a guy who's out here, he's grinding, he's meeting people. He just met a guy who goes to Harvard. That's a pretty good school. Yeah, men and women don't get along. I feel like the central issue between us is that we're very bad at making you guys come. And I sympathize. I get that it's hard for you guys to come during sex. But I want you guys to know, as hard as it is for women to come, that's how hard it is for men not to come. So kind of even, if you think about it. Kind of equal. We're both struggling over here. At least you guys get to struggle for something nice. You're like, oh, getting closer. Ooh, almost there. Almost there. And we're just like, Jesus fucking Christ! I can't hold on another second! For the love of God! Release me from this hell! Ooh, almost there! Getting closer! It's wild. I looked it up. They tell you that what you got to do. There's 2 bits of advice I saw. The first bit of advice, it said women are much more intellectual than men. You have to like say things that they like, stimulate their minds, which is brutal, right? I'm already trying not to come. Now you want me to write a book? Are you out of your fucking mind? I'm just trying not to explode, and I'm like, and then the little pig went to the forest. Dirty talk is easy in the beginning. The first minute or 2, you're just like, you're so beautiful. Oh, you feel so good. After 4 minutes, you run out of shit to say. You'll just say anything she likes. You're just like, I'll do the dishes more. I swear to God. I'm sorry my mother was cold at Thanksgiving. She's worried about her financial future and her stability, but she does like you. She just doesn't show it that well. That's the first piece of advice. Dirty talk. Say nice things. Second piece of advice was find the clit. And that's exactly what it said. It said find the clit. Is that how bad of a job we're doing? We don't find the body part? That's crazy. Find? That would drive me insane if my girlfriend was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a blowjob. Oh, your dick is so big and hairy. I'm like, that's my leg. What the fuck? The fuck are you doing? She's like, but you are coming. I'm like, that's not the point. It's about the principle of the thing. It is. You guys have lost faith in us. Like, I have a friend and she told me, the problem is I think men don't make women come. I was like, well, that's a broad statement, you know? Maybe it's just the ones you date, right? That's like if I said, based on the women I date, no women have fathers. Like, surely some women have fathers. They can't not all they can't all not have fathers, right? Like, you gotta find what you're doing to meet this subset of people. I know what I'm doing. I wait till it's Father's Day. I go to the ice cream parlor. I scan the room to see who's crying into her ice cream. Then I slide over and I say, shh, no more tears. Daddy's home. So you gotta find out what you're doing to meet these guys that don't make you come. I started paying attention. I was looking at who she was dating, and it's all like doctors, lawyers. I was like, well, that's your problem right there. Those guys are busy, right? Those guys are busy. They're not gonna make you come. Men are bad at multitasking. A doctor is gonna start licking your pussy. 2 minutes in, he's like, wait, did I administer the right dosage? And pff, there's your orgasm gone. Kiss it goodbye. Ladies, if you wanna come, you gotta find a guy with nothing better to do. Do you understand? I'm talking no job, no money, no friends, no hobbies, no family, no interests, nobody to talk to, nobody loves him. Man bun, blue shirt, microphone, tiny penis, sturdy asshole, smelly feet. Could be right under your nose. Yeah. I like New York though. I like New York. I like the diversity here because I feel like you learn from different groups of people. Like I was hanging out with some ladies, some were white, some were black, and the question came up, how can you tell if a guy has a big penis? And I was like, who cares? Anyways, I was like, what? I found out white ladies have no clue. They were like, you have to look at their hands, and then you look at their feet, and then it's like an energy. It's like a, you know, do they tip? Do they tip the waitress? Do they stand up straight? It's like a vibe. Finally, a black lady stands up, and she goes, you just look at their dick. That's it. You look at the dick, and you'll be able to tell. Jesus Christ. I was like, no, look at the energy. The energy is good. As guys, I feel like, you know, guys, like we think about dicks all the time, but I think it's because we want to make women happy. But we sit around obsessing. We're like, is that what would make her love me? A giant penis? Is that what she wants? Long, but also thick. She wants it long and thick. Then you ask women and they're like, yeah, I just want a man who's nice to me. We're like, shut the fuck up! I almost had it. Oh. Veins, that must be it. Big scary veins. That's what, a dick with a lot of veins. And giant balls they can hide behind so they feel safe when an intruder comes. Oh, I've got my balls. Turns out women don't care that much. You know who does care? You know who's like oddly judgmental is doctors. Did you know the medical term for a small dick is micropenis? What the fuck is that? That's in a medical dictionary. That doesn't sound like a medical term. That sounds like a slur women have for men they hate. Let's get out of here. This bar's full of micros. Let's fucking go. Before I waste any more of my time. These fucking micros. Micropenis. Every other medical term is a mystery. It's like glaucoma. What the hell is that? Who knows? Laryngitis. Ugh. Micropenis. That one's crystal clear. That really, make sure everyone knows that one. It's so on the nose. You think a doctor's ever had to explain it? He's like, yeah, you have micropenis. That's this condition where, and the guy's like, I pieced it together. Thank you. The name was quite helpful. It's so on the nose, it would just be impossible to play off. You're on a first date with someone and you're like, hey, before we go back to my place, I want to let you know I have this condition. Macropenis? She goes, is it Greek? He goes, yeah, it's Greek, yeah. Picture a Greek statue and you pretty much got it. That's it. I feel like it's 2024. They should update the term, right? Because it's so focused on the negatives. Just update it. Focus on the positives. So how about instead of micropenis, they change it to champion pussy eater syndrome? That'd be great. You'd be happy to get the diagnosis. You're just at the doctor's and he's like, well, it looks like you have champion pussy eater syndrome. You're like, hell yeah, nice. Hey doc, does this mean I'm gonna be good at eating pussy? He's like, pal, you fucking better be. I swear to God, you better figure that shit out quick. That's good. Yeah, New York is diverse. It's interesting. You meet people you wouldn't have met. When I first moved here, I dated 3 trans women in a row, purely by coincidence. We just happened to meet on Grindr. That's it. It came out of nowhere. I couldn't have seen it coming. There's all this gender uproar in the country. I don't really get it. I don't really get like people's hang-ups. Like I was talking to a friend of mine and he goes, well, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do if I go home with a woman and she has a penis? I was like, well, you suck it. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Read it a book? It's a dick. I mean, come on. You fucking put it in your mouth. Here's the thing. There's like things that are transphobic that you don't even think of until you're in the situation. Like I remember the first trans lady I was with, we got naked and I said, wow, you have a huge cock. And she said, don't call it that. She said, on me, I would prefer it if you called it a pussy. I was like, okay, well, you've got a monster pussy, all right? You have a horse-hung pussy. So if you could just chill out with your King Kong Godzilla rock-hard pussy, because you're destroying my asshole. So if you could just ease up a little bit. Then I dated another trans girl. She got naked and I said, nice pussy. She was like, are you slow? It's a... Are you confused? I was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to be an ally. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty open. I would talk about this during my sets. One time somebody came up to me afterwards and they said, that's very brave. You talk about dating trans women. I was like, brave? I don't fuck the ugly ones. Here's the thing. I'm very supportive of everyone's gender and identity. I think it's great. There's like new genders on the block, rock and roll. Be who you want to be. All I'll say is sometimes we tend to live in like a liberal bubble and people forget how they sound to the rest of the country. Like my friend James called me up and told me, I want you to know that I'm non-binary and pansexual, which means that I've never felt like a man and I'm open to having sex with any type of person. I was like, James, it just sounds like you have low self-esteem, okay? You have to rephrase that. That is crazy. That's not an identity. That's a cry for help. That's something you write on a wall in blood. But like, I sympathize. Like, I get it. That's got to be hard coming out to your parents as pansexual. You're like, Mom, Dad, sit down. I have something to tell you. I will fuck anything. Anything at all. Think of me as a frat guy on spring break. If it moves, it grooves. Let's do this. I live in Brooklyn. It's very progressive. There's a lot of rules. I went to a nightclub and they had like rules posted that they made you read out loud before going in. It started out reasonable, right? It was like no racism, no homophobia. I was like, sure. Towards the end, it got very specific. It said no fat shaming, no slut shaming, no staring. I was like, wait, you mean to tell me there's a club full of fat sluts? I can't even look around a little bit? Can't even enjoy this? Why did I even bring my chocolate dildo? I mean, I thought we were here to party. I brought my Hershey's lube. I mean, let's have fun. Yeah. I got in trouble for kink shaming. If you don't know what kink shaming is, it's when someone tells you something disgusting and you react normally. So, that's all that is. I don't know how they even got that on the list of shit that makes you a good person, right? They're like, okay, it's 2024, let's recap. We're not gonna judge people by the color of their skin or who they love. Some little pervert comes out and he's like, or if they like to drink piss, put that on the list. We're not gonna judge people for drinking piss. That's the same as racism now. Martin Luther King, I had a stream. All right. I just thought of it. Okay, we'll cut it. All right, fine. I just thought of it. What, am I not gonna say it? You can't kink shame, which is crazy to me, because some kinks you should shame, right? Like a friend of mine told me he's into sounding. If you don't know what sounding is when you take a little metal rod and you put it inside your dick. Oh, and if you made a sound at all, you're racist, okay? That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. I can have a reaction to that, right? Like, I'm no sex expert, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to look like you're loading an old-timey musket, right? Quick, the British are coming! Right? How could you play that off? Someone comes in, you're like, I dropped my keys in there. I'm trying to get them out. I locked myself out of my dick. Sorry. That's got to be the last hobby you try, right? You think anybody started with sounding? He's just like, oh, I should have tried guitar. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Listen, I'm not kinky, but I live in Brooklyn, so I've dated kinky people. If you've never dated someone like that, it sounds exciting. It sounds like, ooh, what are we gonna do? But all kinky means is they're into something very specific and they're gonna make you do it. Right? Like, I dated this girl, she always wanted the same thing. She'd be like, let's role play. And I was like, okay, We're at the beach. We're in the ocean. The water is the perfect temperature. The sand feels nice. The sun is out. I love being at the beach. She goes, ah, a jellyfish bit my face. Quick, piss in my mouth. Oh, hurry. That's the only antidote to the jellyfish venom. Quick. I was like, no, fuck that. No more beach. I told you I don't want to do that. Fuck the beach. No more beach. What I meant to say was I'm a pizza delivery guy. Ding dong. Did somebody order a pizza? Extra sausage? She goes, I ordered a pizza. Extra sausage. Extra jellyfish. Quick, my face, hurry! Oh, it burns. The same girl, one time she said, look, it's my birthday. Could you do something, specific for me? Could you fulfill a request? I said, I'll do anything you want. She said, do you think when we're fooling around, do you think you could call me a whore? I was like, yes, yeah, totally. I said, baby, if I knew you liked being called a whore, I would have introduced you to my mother. So that's... I said, look, baby, I'll call you a whore, but I want you to know that in my heart, I know you're not a whore. She goes, yeah, how do you know that? I said, well, because when you're having sex, you want to live your fantasy. You don't want to live your truth. Like, I'm not in the bedroom like, oh, call me a comedian who's struggling financially. Oh, fuck. Oh, tell me I just sweat through my entire special. No, I was like, look, baby, I'll call you a whore if you call me an astronaut. She goes, what? That doesn't sound hot. I said, you have to use your radio. She goes, why would I do that? I go, space is a vacuum, sound doesn't travel. So it's imperative you use the radio. She's looking up at me. I'm floating, looking at her through my helmet. She knows I'm committed. I'm not gonna give up. So she goes, fine, I'll use the radio, now what? I go, Houston, we have a problem. There's a huge whore on the spacecraft. Happy birthday, baby. Thanks a lot, guys. I gotta get out of here. I gotta clean my pocket pussies. Have a good night. Thank you.